Hello, welcome to Planet Zoo. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the series where we're making series of gardens. So we're just looking at the desert garden which we completed last episode here, and just removing the hedges from this hedge here because I forgot to do that I think like 4 episodes ago, which joined the walled garden to a butterfly garden, because currently the people were just walking through the hedge. So what we're doing today, we're going to build a cable car, or suspended gondola as the game calls it, from the bottom of the hill right by the entrance to the top of the hill right here where we're building it now. The track goes like 90 degrees left first, and then is basically as sharp as turn as it can get, and then starts the gradual decline. I did want the decline to be not that steep, so I went with very gradual, but as you can see here, we went a bit too low originally and almost into the ground, and if we're going to have a station here, that is not very good, so I had to delete some track and bend it the correct way, and then make it so it didn't go back up like it was doing there, and then line up, and then it was still not enough, as you can see here, so I had to go back even further and then start flattening it first. So as you can see, I was just testing the height there and it worked, so I then went with that height, lined it up and turned it 90 degrees, and then I have the station. So then I wanted to make a station the same length as one up there, so I had to go back into the station builder and then make the track which goes back up to the top. Obviously I wouldn't do this by hand, I just use the autocomplete tool because it's much easier, and now you see me just recolouring it. I went with this dark red to go with some of those plants we used in Butterfly Garden, as you can see in the background, and then a nice purple for the track, and then the carriage had some pink on it as well. I'm now just making the entrance and exit for the lower station. I'm not quite sure why it called it Station 7, because it is the first station, so we haven't built any other rides in this map or game, so I'm not quite sure why. And here I'm just making a cut in the wall for the exit of the entrance, where you can go and into the entrance of the cable car, although this path will also join up to the big path which goes all the way through the butterfly garden. And next episode we're going to be building a garden centre right in that kind of triangular area to the left of the asphalt path and to the right of the hedge by the walled gardens. So I'm just connecting the queue here. I don't make it that long because, to be honest, I don't think this is going to be that popular, and if it is, then I can always just add more cars to the cable car. And here I was just expanding the stone wall down so you can't see the decals on the side of the wall from the outside, and then I was just enclosing this piece of a roof which went up, and with loads of wooden pieces showing through, so I made it so that they would come down and they weren't showing through, and this was kind of annoying because I had to keep moving the camera so I could see it and that they would go, because I had quite a lot of trouble with getting them. And in fact, I did give up at some point, and then I had to go back because it just didn't look right and I couldn't leave it like that. So that's later in the episode. Now I'm just going to set up the upper station for the cable car. There's nothing going to be up here, so the path's just going to go to nothing, but I just wanted to set it up so it would be working. And then I'm just gonna change the loading rules so it's any load, so that the cars will go even if they're empty. And then I change this in the other station as well. So just opening it and making there be enough carriages or cars. I was looking what shuttle mode was, but then that would only limit us to one car, which I went on continuous loop. And then this is what it looks like from a view of the car. I think this looks very good, especially lower down the hill. As you can see through the glass a bit of the butterfly garden, the walled garden, and even the cacti garden in the distance. It looks so cool, especially when this whole area will be filled eventually. I think it's gonna look great. So then you go down here, and then you can see the whole butterfly garden to the left, and the walled garden, and the little pond in the walled garden as well. And then you can also see all the people walking about, which I think is so cool. I chose not to connect these two paths up to the exit on the walled garden, the two right hand side ones, just because I don't think that it would be that necessary. And now I'm just looking at the animals I can add to the desert garden, because we didn't actually add any animals, and I wanted it to be fairly popular. I'm just gonna make the barrier here, and then I'm gonna extend it all the way around the desert garden. It doesn't need to be that exact because it's going to be invisible anyway, and because we got the franchise settings on, they won't be able to escape. So I'm just deleting the palette which was left from last episode. And then this is what I was talking about, the filling in of the roof of the entrance. So now add the emu, gemsbok, and armadillo into the desert garden. I forgot to connect the path, which is why it said no path to destination, which I'm just doing here. And then in a minute they will come. Here they are. So here's the janitor carrying the box, and what's inside? An emu. So there's going to be 4 of each species in here, and we're mainly just here to attract the guests to the desert or cacti garden. I think they look really good, especially how they just wander about. But they do say that one of them is injured, and I turned animals injured off on the franchise settings. I'm not quite sure why that is, but hopefully it's fixed by next episode. See, there's the injured one in the vet. I was just checking the settings here to make sure that injured was off, but it is, so I'm not quite sure why that is. And then these people just running on the staff area for some reason. And then I got an alert saying there's no donation boxes, but given this is a franchise zoo, I didn't really mind, and to be honest, they're quite ugly. So thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, it really does help grow the channel, and so I can share more videos like this to you.